Something is stirring in the competitive heart of Warhammer 40,000. Beneath the surface of every tournament, in the hushed conversations between matches, a new tension is building, one that threatens to upend the very foundations of the game. A shadow has fallen across the tournament scene, long and ominous. It stretches over every table, every roll of the dice, casting doubt on what players once took for granted. Veterans of countless campaigns are whispering a new term: Heresy 2.0. The phrase passes from player to player, growing in weight and meaning with every retelling. This isn't a new game system or official expansion. It's a player-driven phenomenon, a fundamental shift in competitive play. It's a movement born from the community itself, not from the designer's pens. The old certainties are crumbling. Strategies that once guaranteed victory are now questioned, and the familiar lines between friend and foe are blurring. Faction loyalties are being cast aside in the relentless pursuit of victory. Players who once swore allegiance to a single army now switch sides with cold calculation, seeking any edge they can find. The spirit of the game, that narrative spark, feels threatened, the stories that once gave meaning to every battle risk being drowned out by the roar of pure competition. Is this the natural evolution of a complex wargame, or a corruption of its core principles? Some see it as progress, others as a dangerous path away from what made the game special. The community is teetering on the edge of a civil war of its own. Old friends find themselves on opposite sides of a growing divide, each convinced they fight for the soul of the game. The question on everyone's lips: what does this mean for the upcoming 2025 World Championships? Will the event be a celebration of innovation, or a battleground for clashing ideals? This year, it seems, will demand more than tactical genius. It may demand a willingness to betray everything you once stood for. The stakes have never felt higher, nor the choices more difficult. The champions of tomorrow might not be the most loyal sons of their primarchs, but the most ruthless, the most pragmatic. Adaptability and cunning may now outweigh tradition and honor. The stage is set for conflict that will redefine what it means to be a champion. The echoes of this struggle will be felt long after the last dice have been rolled. Every tournament result, every new Codex release, every rumor is scrutinized for its implications. The meta shifts with every whisper, and no one knows what the next day will bring. The old guard watches with wary eyes, fearing the game they love is changing into something unrecognizable. Their nostalgia clashes with the hunger for change. Meanwhile, a new generation sees opportunity to break old molds and forge their own path to glory. For them, the future is unwritten, and the possibilities are endless. The storm is gathering, and when it breaks, the landscape of competitive 40K will be changed forever. The outcome is uncertain, but the impact will be felt by all. Heresy 2.0 is here. It's not just a rumor, it's a reality reshaping the game in real time. The only question is, which side will you be on? Will you cling to the old ways, or embrace the new order rising from the chaos? The battle lines are drawn. The next move is yours. So, what is this betrayal meta? Why has it become such a hot topic in the Warhammer community? At its core, it's a philosophy that prioritizes raw efficiency over faction purity, where the only allegiance is to victory itself. It's the ultimate expression of souping lists, but taken to a radical extreme, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in army building. In the past, players might ally Imperial Knights with Space Marines or demons with Chaos Legions, alliances of convenience, justified by lore or a shared cause. The betrayal meta discards all pretense of narrative, tossing aside the stories that once gave these armies meaning. It cherry-picks the most powerful units from disparate, even enemy factions, assembling them into a single, unstoppable force. Imagine Adepta Sororitas shielding Necron warriors, or Eldari Aspect warriors fighting alongside Orc war machines, alliances that would be unthinkable in the lore. Codexes become catalogs to be plundered, not sacred texts to be revered or followed. The goal is simple: create an army with no weaknesses, combining the best tools from every toolbox and leaving nothing to chance. This erodes faction identities, turning loyalty into a self-imposed handicap and making traditionalists question the very soul of the game. The term Heresy 2.0 arose because this feels, to many, like a fundamental betrayal of the game's spirit and its rich history. Players are becoming heretics to their own factions, turning their backs on the lore and stories that drew them in, all in pursuit of victory. This is not just about winning games, it's a philosophical divide at the heart of Warhammer 40,000, a clash of values that's reshaping the community. Narrative storytellers and competitive strategists are now at odds, each defending their vision of what Warhammer should be. To understand the Betrayal meta, look at army construction in the current edition. The rules revolve around keywords, allowing some cross-faction synergy. The Betrayal meta exploits this, fielding units together that have no business fighting side by side. A typical Betrayal list might combine Death Guard Terminators, Drukhari Hellions, Tau Broadsides, and a Psychic Powerhouse, all in one force. The result? An army with an answer for everything, overwhelming traditional single-faction lists. Opponents are forced into a game of plugging holes, always on the back foot. The mental load is exhausting, leading to mistakes and crushing defeats. The focus shifts from battlefield tactics to pre-game list building. Often, the war is won or lost before a single model is placed. As the 2025 World Championships loom, the Betrayal meta is set to dominate. Expect lists more varied and bizarre than ever before, led by players who master heretical alliances. Factions with powerful, self-contained units will be prime targets for plunder. The top players will arrive with lists refined in secret, designed to dismantle the current meta. Pure, single Codex armies may struggle to keep up. The grand finals could feature armies that are patchworks of the most broken combinations imaginable. The event will be thrilling, controversial, and spark debates that rage for months. The 2025 World Champs will be a battle for the soul of the game. Generative AI is accelerating the rise of the Betrayal meta, reshaping the very foundations of competitive gaming. What was once a game of intuition and experience is now a battleground of data and code, where the edge goes to those who can harness the power of machines. List building is becoming a science driven by powerful algorithms that can process more variables than any human ever could. The days of guesswork are fading, replaced by cold, calculated precision. Players feed every rule and point value into AI models, running millions of simulations to find the most dominant builds. The AI uncovers hidden patterns and combinations that would take humans years to discover, if ever. AI-driven Codex previews let players predict powerful synergies before new books are even released. This foresight is changing how players approach the game, giving them a strategic advantage that was previously unimaginable. This gives a massive advantage. Players know what to buy and practice with before anyone else. The arms race begins before the rules even hit the shelves, and those in the know are always a step ahead. AI, devoid of loyalty or narrative, is the perfect tool for ruthless optimization. It cares nothing for tradition or story, only for victory, efficiency, and results. It suggests unholy alliances, and ambitious players are listening. The meta is shifting, and new doctrines are being written by those willing to trust the machine. The controversy is immense. Some argue that using AI to design your list is cheating, while others see it as simply the next step in competitive gaming's evolution. The debate rages on, dividing communities and friends alike. The practice is shrouded in secrecy, but the results are clear. Highly optimized, unexpected lists are appearing everywhere. The landscape of competition is changing before our eyes. The ghost in the machine is real, and its influence on the world champs will be undeniable. The future of competitive gaming is here, and it's being written in code. The community's reaction is deeply divided. For some, this is a golden age, a thrilling challenge for strategists and innovators. They see the Betrayal meta as the ultimate test of knowledge and creativity, forcing everyone to adapt. Bizarre, unexpected lists are celebrated as signs of a dynamic system. For others, there's deep concern and disillusionment. Warhammer 40,000 is more than dice and rulers. It's about narrative, lore, and faction identity. The Betrayal meta, they argue, strips the game of its soul. Top tables now feature soulless collections of mismatched plastic, optimized for victory at all costs. They fear the game is becoming inaccessible, dominated by a hyper-competitive minority. Many call for clearer rules and restrictions to encourage thematic army building. The purists watch the approach of the world champs with dread, fearing it will only validate the trend they despise. The road to the World Championships is paved with controversy. The clash between purists and pragmatists will intensify with every major tournament. The legality and ethics of extreme betrayal lists will be hotly debated. Tournament organizers will face tough rulings, angering one side or the other. The role of generative AI will become a major flashpoint, with accusations and suspicions running rampant. Rapid meta shifts could lead to player burnout and frustration. The gap between the elite and average player may widen, threatening the grassroots community. The results of the World Champs could force Games Workshop to make major changes to army building in future editions. We are in the eye of the storm. The rise of the Betrayal meta marks a pivotal moment in Warhammer 40,000's history. Faction loyalty and thematic armies are clashing with ruthless, data-driven optimization. The World Championships will be the crucible where these philosophies are tested. Will victory belong to the loyalists or the new heretics? The influence of generative AI adds another layer of intrigue. The coming year promises drama, controversy, and unforgettable tactical play. Whether you're a competitor, a lore lover, or a fan, you have a front-row seat. The story of the Betrayal meta is just beginning. Join the discussion below. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, and it's never been more unpredictable.